Hey everyone, welcome back to Pretending with Dice. As always, I'm your host AJ. This is normally the point where I'd be also saying that I'll be your game master, but that's just not going to be true for this new series. For those unaware, we're going to be returning to the Modifius Fallout RPG, picking up from our 3-part mini-series from a couple of years ago, Contingency Plan, and like that series, Eden is going to be GMing us. Us being myself, Mark, and Jonathan all returning to the game. If you haven't listened to that original series, I'd highly recommend going back and checking it out before listening to this episode, as the world and the characters get introduced properly for the first time. And as I said, we're going to be kind of continuing on from the end of that series story-wise. You can find it by going back to episodes 112 to 114 of the podcast. That's Contingency Plan, parts 1, 2, and 3. That's really all I wanted to pop in and say before we get started with this new series. So, welcome to Vault Theta. Enjoy.
It has been around 4 months since we last joined the dwellers at Vault Theta. The pumps were brought back online, and mercifully, everything stayed up and running after Mr. Balloon and his weird escapades were put to an end. Immediately in the aftermath, after you'd returned to the Overseer, gotten his thumbs up, or half thumbs up, wavering thumbs up for Timmy, he then effectively set about setting everybody to the task of what's next. Figuring out we've got everything sort of stabilized, we can live our lives, but we can't stay down here. We've got protocols. And as far as his protocols are concerned, it's time to go up and start rebuilding the world the way that they were all supposed to. Straight after you'd gone out and gotten things up and running, he set about a task force to not only repair the pier, bring things up to a kind of workable standard, at least on one side of the walkway. Alongside that, he had the buildings repaired, and you guys have all been involved in some way, shape, or form. Victor above ground, chipping in here and there with that kind of stuff, all the bits and pieces up there. I think Percy's a physically fit guy, so it'd be fair to say that he's been involved with helping lugging stuff about, repairs, that kind of bits and pieces. And alongside that, a Mr. Handy that belongs to the Overseer, he's reluctantly allowed to help with some of the more mechanical processes. Alongside the pier and what have you, further along the shoreline, a boat was spotted with a ruined hull. It's been dragged across, and thanks to the amount of scrap and bits and pieces, some of it from the Ferris wheel, some of it from the surrounding buildings, it's been just about brought to working order. It's floating, and it's parked up next to the pier. So we have transportation now. Thanks in part mostly to Victor's weird science, a single squirrel has been captured and is caged nearby. It's being kept near the fairground. Victor, you are the keeper of this thing, and whether or not it's truly feral or how controllable it is, I will, to some extent, leave in your hands. And finally, I think the last thing to establish is that the fairground itself is kind of still in working order. The Ferris wheel is still there. As said, it's been stripped for parts, in part. You have 2 seats left on it, one on either end of the wheel, so that you can ride it up to the top and have a look around. People have been using it to scout the local area, and the surrounding area around the pier directly is completely overgrown. Thick bramble bushes. It's very difficult to travel in that direction, and nothing's likely to come at you from that direction.
Can I decide where I'm keeping the squirrel?
Certainly, if there's a particular spot you want the squirrel to be at.
Well, I'm just like, am I based in the ballroom where Mr. Bloom was?
that's up to you. I guess at this point, if you guys want to fill in, like, those of you that are returning to characters, if you want to say, what do you think your character's done? Like, obviously, these events have taken place, but where were you in the middle of it?
Might have been easier to think of a name for the squirrel first.
He's Mr. Nutso.
Solid.
Let me think. What else could we point to while you're having a brief think about that?
Obviously, I'm not playing him today, but I think Timmy has been not really taking part in the work to rebuild or anything like that. He has pretty much sequestered himself in the vault. He had his adventure, and he's gone back to a little bit of a shelter.
He's just sitting in a corner, rocking back and forth.
Well, I don't know. I was going to say, like, just a bit more of a more predictable, sheltered, life experience.
Yeah.
He's seen violence. He's seen squirrels. He's seen Mr. Balloon, and if that's what the outside world is like, then he prefers the predictable cube that he lives in.
Yes, absolutely makes sense for him, and especially where, like, he's proven himself to Daddy. That's done, right, Dad? And yeah, as we left them off in the last time, I think the overseer's like, yes, you did what I said, and I guess I'm just gonna have to let you stay indoors from now on, because that's, like, yes, you've done what I said and done a dangerous thing that I wouldn't have done. So I'll give you that.
Reverting to fail, son.
That's it.
Yeah.
And in the meantime, I think, just to describe your character, we could take a moment out for that. Just to, as I've already said, that your character would be helping with some of this stuff. I think the overseer's decided that if his son's no good and they do need to get out there, then it's like, well, this is the best tool we've got. And Mr. Handy.
Yes, I am just a standard configuration Mr. Handy robot called Shuttlecock, who has been in the family for some time, and it's generally the overseer's personal assistant doesn't really get involved in anything in the vault that is particularly strenuous or practical, or he's not really sent out of the overseer's sight too much. So this is a bit of a change to be sent up above to pitch in and things, I think.
I'm curious, and I don't want to put you on the spot, I'm not expecting an answer now necessarily, but I'm curious about, like, what the personality quirks of this Mr. Handy might be, because I think ostensibly every one of them's kind of servile and a bit nice, but, like, they've all got their quirks. It's been a long time. You may have formed some opinions in the way that robots do, so I'm curious to know where that might go.
Well, we'll find out.
That's it.
I guess my character has obviously been spearheading maybe not spearheading, but has been, I guess, overseeing the work being completed by people down in the vault. I imagine, obviously, I've been like some sort of technical kind of liaison and have been helping out on all of that kind of stuff. So with regards to plans and determining how people do work, I'm like the foreman of getting all of the construction stuff done, I guess. And Paul have been the technical lead on getting whatever, like, things need running again. So basically doing what I was doing before, but like on land now, with obviously now with enough space to kind of do some of my like off the book stuff, go the squirrel. So I guess I have been posted up in maybe like the basement. I live personally in the basement of the ballroom in maybe Mr. Balloon's old hangout, and I've got a little section that I've been looking after Mr. Nutso. I've been experimenting on him in terms of its nature and its capacity to potentially do some stuff in the future. I don't think I want to take it with us anywhere, but I do think that maybe I will have in my own agenda some stuff that I think will help me pacify Mr. Nutso.
Okay. And would it be fair to say then on that basis that the Overseer doesn't know that you've captured this squirrel?
Yes. No one knows.
Right. Okay then. And Mark, with Percy, what do you think Percy's been up to?
Percy's been helping out with the refurbing of the pier and helping to get the various stalls and shacks back up so that it can be used as a place where we can do food prep, we can sort out expeditions from, all that kind of stuff. But the main thing he's been doing is working on patching up the trawler that's been found. He's been working on restoring that to make it seaworthy again.
do you think Percy's got an interest in actually being the captain of the ship?
If no one else was willing, then he would happily do it. But I think Percy's more happy to be the one that's the engineer type of thing for it, building it, patching it up, making sure it's seaworthy or at least river worthy at this point. So yeah, if no one else is willing to captain, he's happy to step into that, but he's perfectly happy to just be working on it, having a project of sorts. That being the case, though, he's kind of put this in back together. He's decided on a name for it already.
Oh, what's the name of the boat?
Sacred Colander.
The Sacred Colander. Let's hope it doesn't live up to that name.
But I think Percy's kind of thinking, there's irony in that, but also maybe subverse the irony. We reckon it'll sink, but actually it won't.
Bit of pessimism, though.
Yeah.
Quick question.
Yeah.
Why would Percy have? Why would he be drawn to that? Again, because my character is kind of like the on-site kind of repairer / engineering guy.
I think
is there something that he took what has happened for him to suddenly I want to fix this boat?
Well, Percy's one of the stronger people coming out of the vault, so he's been helping with a lot of moving the raw materials and getting the pier back up and running, as it were. And after helping out with that, he kind of wanted something to do, and it's a case of he spotted this trawler that was kind of moored off down the river, and he just thought, I'm going to give that a go. I want something to focus on that doesn't involve just lugging wood around and shooting the odd mole rat.
Yeah, no, I mean, it would be cool in that, I guess it would be something for our characters to bond over. If you've suddenly taken up a fondness for boat repair and taken something off my hands, then that would be something that I guess my character could appreciate, and could be something that, I don't know, I'm helping, I'm instructing you on, be like an advisor or whatever, or I'm just assisting you help out on that, with helping you do something that you've suddenly taken a shine in.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I think, looking at your character sheets, I think that and tell me if you think I'm off base, but I think the most sensible thing, or the most realistic thing that would have happened here is Percy can repair a bit, but he's not scientifically inclined. So he's capable of doing the work, but he doesn't necessarily know what he's doing. Where Victor definitely does know what he's doing, but perhaps can't be trusted to do the work. On that it'd be the kind of deal of just okay, so Victor's there to be the eyes and to tell you what to do and to provide the field manuals, so to speak, and then you get things done, and that would be a way of because it's not like your characters didn't know each other, but it does allow us to have it no, you're more established characters in each other's lives at this point, and we can take it from there.
I get to be more like the scientific academic, and then he can be more like the fabricator that puts the stuff together.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, I think the other side of it as well is, like Eden said, Percy can repair things. He can looking at it, but in terms of making something like that work, seaworthy again, the more technical aspect of getting something working, especially anything on a mechanical basis, he would go to Victor and say, look, a little bit out of my depth here, how would I go about doing this?
Yeah, but Victor's your pump man. He knows the pumps.
Well, I didn't realise that was going to come up in this recording, but yes, he is.
Anyway. That brings us up to the present moment. We know where everybody's at, what they've been doing, and what have you. How much has Shuttlecock ingratiated themselves with the other two guys? Are you a known quantity? Are you there just getting the work done and then going back down to the Overseer? Just so that we've got a little bit more... What's the playing field? I think this is the last piece we need.
I think, Shuttlecock hasn't been going out of his way to interact with a bunch of people, because he's so used to over his whole lifespan up to this point, essentially being seconded to a succession of overseers kind of thing. So he's it's almost I think every day the overseer is going go outside and help them with the stuff. So he's going and doing the stuff, not really talking too much to people, and then returning to the overseer sort of thing. Okay. I think he's not ignoring people if they try and engage him.
He's not making the conversation.
No, and I think he's mentally thinking I will get this done, and then I can go back to my job as the overseer's assistant kind of thing.
Your character is obviously a thingy. He's a robot. And my character is weirdly obsessed with it, would be like super obsessed with you. How have you? What have you been doing that I wouldn't have? Are you in like a restricted area?
I can answer this for you in terms of like I'll give you the reason Victor's not messing with the fucking overseer's robot.
This isn't one of those data are you fully functional questions, is it?
I don't think so.
No, but
I see you've got a functionality that it's not being put to use. No, nothing like that. No, I think that it would be the case that it is a known quantity that this robot belongs to the Overseer, and that an attack or any messing with the robot would be an attack or messing with the actual vault itself. That like that would be a line for Victor to cross in terms of like. Maybe when you were all living down there, maybe that would have been something you could have slightly gotten away with here and there. But now it's like, if that robot came back and anything was off with it, you know the Overseer knows Victor. So,
okay. So it's fear that keeps me from tampering with this thing, right?
Yes, I think that would be fair to say.
All right, cool.
And if there's any that AJ wants to come up with in terms of like, if you ever want to try it on, we'll figure that out. So... Right, let's get the story started. It's been about 4 months since the events of our last story. The repairs that we've just discussed have all taken place, and you guys are just getting ready for what is expected to be a very typical day. It's starting early, though. Somebody, a person that has been living above ground with Victor and the handful of other Vault dwellers who have decided that the pier itself is a good place to live for now, that they're excited by the sea air and just natural light and all of the things that come with being out in the world. There are a handful, including a scout by the name of John, who has been up on the top of the Ferris wheel. Typically, the habit has been, since it's been repaired and everybody's living up there, for at least one person to ride the wheel up at the start of the evening and workers look out. The sun's cresting over the horizon as John comes stamping down the pier. Is Percy sleeping on the pier, or is Percy one of the folks that goes downstairs at the end of the day?
I think Percy sticks. He tends to sleep downstairs unless he's doing like a couple of days' worth of constant work up top. He will pitch somewhere by the pier, but generally his quarters are in the vault.
Okay. None of you are there, ostensibly. Victor's off in the ballroom, sleeping in his basement. Shuttlecock's in his charging station, and Percy's down in the vault. So John sees something and comes down the Ferris wheel and hits the alarm button. And it's a silent alarm. What you've got set up is Victor's managed to rig a little lighting system from his little spot in the basement and where the pumps are, through to the campground where the scouts operate, and onto the pier. So that each one of these points can alert the other if something's going on, and everybody can rush off to that. So he's raised the alarm, and each of you is waking with the sound of a slight buzzing noise and a blinking light in your room.
The buzzing, the light has roused me out of my slumber, sluggish. I'm looking around. I guess I'm going to... Is there any way that I can determine what the nature of the emergency is before I go? Can I see? Is there anything that would lend it? Anything in my like tracking that would allow me to determine whether this is something I know? I could know the nature of before I got down there, or am I going down there to find out what happens?
Unfortunately, the amount of time you've had and the amount of other repairs that have been demanding your time means that this rudimentary system of lights and buzzers is the only kind of security you've managed to get going. Perhaps given some more time, you'd be able to set up a radio system or something like that, or a local shortwave or something. But for now, you're left with the buzzing and the light. And it's fair to say that since you set this up, there have been a couple of cry wolf situations where somebody's pressed the buzzer back at the pier, you've come running thinking that maybe a plank's fallen out, somebody's in the water, and somebody's burnt the bread. And as such, maybe there's a little cynicism in seeing going up there.
Perfect. All right. So I've seen the buzzing. I've connected to the light. I'm not reacting, I guess, like this is an absolute emergency, but I'm slowly getting this because I've agreed because I've agreed to check every emergency triggered by this alarm. So I'm getting changed, I'm getting ready, but I am taking the time out to remember all of my bits and pieces. So I've got my goggles, brought some tools just in case, and now I am heading down there, dreary-eyed and stumbly to the scene.
Okay. The ballroom is right next to the fairground, so you're going to get there really quick. And before you get there, I think we'll have everybody else wake up and get going. So who wants to have their little moment next?
Percy, so I'm sort of lying, sort of drift, sort of. I've already woken up previously, so I'm kind of just lying there, sort of awake. And then the silent alarm kicks in, and it's just like, okay, who's burnt what this time? Oh, better get up. So I set up and I get on my jumpsuit, get my boots on, and I reach for the pistol that I've got hold of from the previous adventure. I've been looking after it as best I can. Check that I've got some ammunition. I bung an extra bit of ammo into one of the pouches on the side of my jumpsuit, and I start heading towards the door.
Okay, so just as you're about to head out, and before you do, Shuttlecock, you are activated. We won't say awoken because of the nature of your character. You are activated by the Overseer, who is wearing his monogrammed nightwear. He's got a nice striped set of pajamas with his initials monogrammed on the front and the word Overseer in gold thread across the lapel. He stares into your optics. You're waking there, Shuttlecock. We've got mission for you. The alarm's going up again.
Good morning, sir. How may I be of service for you?
Oh, it's too early for all of that. You know you could always be of service just by doing what I tell you, right?
Can I get you a coffee, sir?
Well, as much as that would be nice. The alarm's going off, and I was looking to have at least another 2 hours in bed. So if you could just go and find out what the bloody hell they want up there. Just let me know if it's anything worth getting back out of bed for.
Very well, sir. Can I get you a Danish pastry on my way back?
If they've not burnt them again, yeah, go. Absolutely. Get on with it. They could be on fire up there for all we know. And he waves you off.
Of course, sir. On my way.
As you're going out the door, you see that he is getting straight back into bed and putting a nightcap on as he does.
I hover my way out.
So you two, Shuttlecock and Percy, will meet at the exit the elevator to ride up together.
Do we get to the elevator at the same time?
Thereabouts. I think you're waiting for the elevator to come down. Shuttlecock hovers into like a space next to you, and
I think I don't say anything right away, but one of my eye stalks just kind of turns and looks at him briefly and then looks back forward again.
You both side-eye each other, basically.
Yeah, except I've like rotated an eye thing towards him and back again. It's not that subtle.
No, whereas I just did a kind of very slight head turn and then looked at him, and I just go, "Good morning, Shuttle."
Shuttlecock, sir.
It's a bit too early for that.
I'm afraid I don't quite get your meaning.
So I think it would be most amusing to have you ride up in silence after that exchange.
Well, we have had enough time to figure out a rudimentary speaker system, so there's like dodgy elevator music going on.
Oh no, it's just creaking and the whirring of things. It's very awkward. It's got the tension for you, Percy, in particular, of I really hope Victor's engineering is trustworthy, that he has done some work on this. It creaked a lot before. It creaks a little less now, but now it makes new noises. So there are things to think about as you ride. You guys are riding the elevator up, and it takes a moment. So we'll rejoin Victor at this point, as he's the first person to have gotten to the grounds. As you're approaching the fairground, Victor, John has reached the bottom of the Ferris wheel. And the Ferris wheel itself is where part of the alarm system's been rigged. It makes sense to have the person up in the crow's nest capable of raising the alarm, obviously. And you can also control the turning of the wheel from up there, which allows for a single scout to basically run the whole show. So he's ridden the thing down and is staggering out, and he sees you and says, "Oh, Victor, probably one of the best people that I could run into right about now. Sorry to wake you up so early."
What is it, John? What do you want?
And you can tell me I'm crazy because we've been looking for months now, but I'm pretty sure I saw just before dawn lights further down the coast.
What?
Yeah, exactly. It was there was a bunch of flashing. It was like, I think. I'm trying to think of whether or not you guys have
Before he gets time to finish that, I'm already jumping into the actual thing for myself to have a look.
Okay. John he's kind of like half talking and not looking in your direction. Yeah, it was definitely some lights, and then he looks towards your direction. And the creaking of the wheel starts, and he goes, "Oh yeah, it probably is a good idea if you see it for yourself. I'll go and let everybody else know." And he starts off towards the pier. So Victor starts to ride the wheel up, and it's not quick, so you're creakily heading your way up as John legs it down the pier, knocking on doors, saying, "I've seen lights. There's lights on the beach."
I can hear him, and I'm like,
And John keeps going, and as he approaches the end of the pier, the elevator is just rising up out of the ground, and sees Percy and Shuttlecock. Goes, "Oh, yeah, there's the Overseer sent you. I raised the alarm."
The Overseer has sent me to find out what the problem is.
Who set fire to what this time?
I don't think there's anything on fire. It didn't look like that kind of light. There's lights on the beach. There must be other people out there.
On the beach?
He points down the coastline. He goes, "Yeah, it was down there just before dawn. I saw some flashing, definite flashing lights over there."
How many?
Well, it's hard to say. They kept flashing on and off. It was real quick. Victor's just gone up on the thing to see if he can find it for himself. We should all probably have a look and see if he's spotted anything. They could still be down there.
It's not a bad idea.
I think I've kind of floated over towards the edge of the pier, and I'm just sort of looking in that direction. Do I see anything?
Can you give me a perception check?
Yep.
And it's going to be... let me just check. You haven't got any like advanced optics or anything like that installed? It's just standard Mr. Handy wear in that respect.
I think I added anything.
You've got integral boiler, immune to poison.
Yeah, no, I haven't added any advanced optics. But perception is my highest skill, though.
You've got that swiveling eye.
Yes, exactly. So give me a 2d20 difficulty 1 check.
Okay. What am I adding? It's perception and something, isn't it? So what am I adding?
Perception and... trying to think. Looking at the rest of the skills, what would be the sensible thing here? I think survival. Just you're looking for signs of life.
Okay.
So yeah, perception, survival.
So 13 and a 3, so that's 1 success.
And that's what you needed. So your Mr. Handy Optics focus, and you can zoom in just a little bit. You've not got a massive amount of optical zoom, but you can go to ×2.
Hey, look, that's pretty good.
Yeah,
better than my eyes can do.
Exactly. I'll take it. I'm trying to not use human terms here, but you stare down the beach and you kind of gaze to try and get a glimpse of potentially lights or anything like that. You can see on the sand itself, there are small black scorch marks in a couple of places. And on that section of beach, you can see that the promenade where your pier is located, it continues in that direction, but is broken in various places as landslides and other things have kind of covered bits of it up. But there is what appears to be the end of another chine there, where a path once led down to the sea, and that this place is where something has happened. You could, as said, scorch marks is all you can see now.
Scout John may not be completely insane.
It's a first. What have you seen, Shuttlecock?
There's signs of disturbance. I don't know. I don't answer to you. I don't know why I need to inform you of any of my findings.
Well, we are checking this out together.
I'm checking it out. You happen to be getting the elevator at the same time as I am.
John is side-eyeing the robot, having been alluded to as being insane. So he's just going to let you fall.
I said not insane.
But it infers that the robot thought that he might have been. So he's just side-eyeing, being like, all right, tension between the robot and the tough guy. I'm going to let it play out.
I'm starting to think you need a teamwork protocol installed on you.
I'm starting to think you need to keep your filthy human hands off of me.
John, realizing that he's now let the moment pass and is supposed to be raising the alarm right now, is like, oh, come on, guys, we're all in it together, aren't we? Let's go down and see if Victor's seen anything more. And he starts off towards it with an arm wave, but doesn't look back to see if you're following.
Percy just rolls his eyes at Shuttlecock and wanders off and follows John.
I think Shuttlecock lingers for a second and then also heads in that direction, but takes a different route around the pier because he doesn't want to look like he's following Percy.
He's an independent robot.
Yeah.
You don't need no man.
That's true.
Exactly. Oh, as you guys head down to the pier towards the fairground, we will rejoin Victor as he has reached the top and can now himself look out in the direction, but from a far higher vantage point. And Victor had goggles previously, didn't he? I think it might be fair to say that if any got the capacity out of the human players here to have maybe some magnification devices on him, then in fact I'm going to go a step further, and it's not a retcon necessarily, but we're going to add a tiny bit of equipment. Ferris wheel. They have small looking glasses attached to them. That you
I was going to say that yes, my goggles do have. They would be used for like doing intricate work on like circuits. So if I need to zoom, so one of the lenses has a zoom in function, or rather, it has more lenses on it. Should I need to be able to zoom in further?
Oh, is it that the old Pixar thing of the toy maker where he's got the glasses that got the many different lenses that flick down in front? That's the visual that I've got.
Yes, something like that.
I'm into it. So Victor can have his little goggle thing flick down, and he can see kind of a different angle on what Shuttlecock has witnessed. You can see that the beach, and because you're high up and you've got this on, I'm going to give it to you rather than make you roll for it in this instance. You can see the scorch marks on the beach. More than that, you got a sense of where they may have been fired from. You can see that where the chine ends, you could see kind of the end of the broken down path, or hints of it. You are probably 2 miles away, so you're squinting a little bit to make out the shapes of all of this. But where the chine ends, there is a big dune that has built up effectively. It's hard to tell what it's piled up around, but something was behind that, and the scorch marks are like within the eye line. So it seems like maybe something was shooting down or firing down. You don't know quite what it might have been, though.
Fascinating. All right. Well, fuck me. It looks like there might be life out here after all. All right. Well, fuck. Guess I've got to go tell the overseer. All right. And then I start the machine to get going down. And then as I go down, I can see the figures down there waiting, I guess, or coming into sight. And I think to myself, there he goes. Beautiful shuttlecock. Still lovingly untampered with.
It's just like a little bit of a slow down and like some like
it's like saxophone music.
Yeah, soft focus and saxophone music kicks in for you.
So, as Victor is then riding down and you kind of approach the bottom, Percy and John arrive first, with Shuttlecock following shortly behind. And as they arrive into the grounds, John calls out to you, "Did you see it? Did you see any lights?"
Yes, John, I saw it. Yes, it's fascinating. We'll obviously have to look at that further. Percy, good evening. Trust you well?
Could have done without being woken up by an alarm, but there we are.
Yes, it's not great. John, can you do me a favor and send word to the overseer, please?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, he'll be wondering what the alarm's about. Is that what you're here for? And he turns to Shuttlecock.
Yeah, the Overseer is already aware of the alarm. That's why I am here, indeed, John.
Well,
no need to go to disturb him further. He is sleeping. Do not disturb.
If that's his orders, well, I guess. Well, I should keep an eye out. I'm going to ride it and see if I spot anything. I'll set the alarm off again if I do. We should. I guess we'll reset it for now. But you just give a shout if you need me for anything. And he heads over and starts riding the creaking Ferris wheel back up to the top.
Shuttlecock, are you unwell? Do you need me to have a quick look inside you?
I have never been better.
It's just that I feel like maybe we should make the Overseer aware of the fact that there could be life that threatens our existence on this pier.
The Overseer is aware of a situation. I am here to find out what that situation is, and then report back.
Yeah, the situation is people could potentially be about, and maybe he should know that in case we need more people than we have here.
We haven't yet determined what the situation is, and once I've determined what the situation is, I will make my report.
I'm inclined to agree with Shuttlecock on this one, much as it pains me. But we should really find out exactly what it is out there, Victor, before we go disturbing, before any one of us goes and disturbs the Overseer. Information is probably the best thing to have first.
Well, all right, well, I figured I would do the responsible thing, but if we're all going to do the curious thing, then I'm all aboard. Okay, so what's the plan?
Right, well, I get the best thing we can do is make sure we are geared up properly and then go and have a look at whatever's causing these flashing lights. Still can't believe John was right for once.
All right.
Yeah, it's strange times.
Yeah, well, even a broken clock, you know?
John's barely gone a quarter of a way around the wheel yet and can still hear you. And he just pulls over and just goes,
We are
I'm right here, guys. I'm supposed to raise the alarm. I'm just doing my bloody job.
You know, John, shut up.
He points two fingers at you and then just slowly rides holding the two fingers as he goes round the wheel up to the top, not moving an inch, just making sure it's fixed towards you.
Which two fingers? Because that is very important.
The classic ones that we show to French people.
Okay.
Oh, the ones that say, "Fuck you, we've got our arrows." Yeah,
That's it.
yeah.
So dramatic, that John.
No, he always was one for the drama. So, by the way, how's the squirrel, Victor? I meant to ask you the other day.
The what?
The squirrel.
One of my eye things swivels round to look at Victor very intensely.
Percy, you're a very funny guy. I don't know what you're talking about. And then I drag Percy away with me for a second. It's how do I say this? It's kind of project I'm working on kind of quietly at the moment, you know, still working a few bits and pieces out on. And you know how you mentioned before how it's important to have knowledge before we go to the Overseer. Yeah,
Yes.
it's kind of the same thing here. Same thing here. So, you know, maybe don't mention the squirrel just yet, okay? Is all I'm saying.
Yeah. No, sorry, my bad. Forget I said anything.
Thanks, man. So before we, how's that boat getting on? How you doing over there? How you doing? Okay.
Yeah, the Sacred Colander. She's fine. Those technical notes she gave me, they've actually done the trick. I think she's ready to go out on a voyage at some point.
Good. Marvelous. Anyway, on to different notes. We need to prep. I'm clearly hurrying through these subjects because I want to take everyone off the even the scent right now of the squirrel.
Back to the business at hand.
Yeah, right.
I think while they've been chatting, I've, of course, been able to hear everything they've been saying, but also I've just started hovering off towards the promenade.
Okay. With the intent of what are you heading towards the promenade for? With the intent of going directly to the beach, the area
yeah, pretty much.
Okay. You float away outside of the front of the fairground, back through the gates, and you would be heading right out of that gate to go down the promenade. So you've got the beach to your left, land to your right, and you're heading in that direction.
Okay.
You can see out in front of you, that, as described, there are parts where the promenade itself is pretty much lost to the elements, where the cliffside itself has come down entirely. And you will have to move quite a long way onto the beach, quite close to the water itself, to completely avoid this.
Okay, I can hover.
Yes, I was about to say the steepness of this means that, and the fact that it's sand and may shift underneath your jet, would make it a very risky thing for you to try and actually climb up these dunes and go over them.
Yeah,
I say climb,
fair
you know
enough.
what I mean. It's doable. It's an option if you want it. But you would need to travel onto the beach, as said, quite close to the water to travel in that direction.
Okay.
Is it fair to say that, like, is everybody wanting to head in that direction then? Because obviously we've established that there's something to look at. You're not going to wake the overseer up. So I guess you're all going to head off in that direction. Am I on the right line?
Well, let me
Yeah,
tell you
please.
where Shuttlecock's head at. The overseer said, go find out what's going on up there and everything. Having gone up and found John being, you know, a little bit overexcited, and having a look along the beach and seeing some stuff, but not really knowing what it is yet, Shuttlecock is very much still on go and find out what's going on kind of directive here. And hence, you know, the next step in that is, well, I couldn't see it very well from the pier, so I'm getting closer.
Okay. On that basis, then, so I'll leave this up to the human player. Shuttlecock is determined and is heading off down the beach. He's on mission. Are you following him, or do you guys want to figure out your own route of going about this?
How much do you want to stock up on stuff? Because I guess I'm relying on Percy to be like the person that resolves the conflict resolver in this situation if things get dirty, and I'm going to just probably hide. So
Yeah,
I guess
so-
I have my toolkit that I picked it up before I got out. So I'm happy to like fix stuff along the way if that should be encountered. But yeah, I'm not prepped for like I don't have a gun on me. I probably have one in the back in the thingy, but I didn't bring it with me while I was coming here.
Yeah. Well, Percy will have his sidearm with him. Don't have anything else on me already, so probably it would be a good idea to take. Well, the ammunition I've already put in my pocket from when I woke up, so we'll take that. Got the gun. Probably a good idea to take, if we've got them to hand on the pier, some medical aid with us in case of injuries.
Yeah, I can go get a couple of med kits.
Yep, so a couple of med kits, and maybe might be worth grabbing a melee, something we can use as a melee weapon as a backup.
I can't use a melee weapon for dick, just so you know. So if I've got one, you can have it.
Yep, yeah, that sounds like a good idea. We'll do that.
I give him one of my biggest wrenches and give him a couple of med kits, and then so I guess we go back to back to where I'm based. Get the med kits. I get some med kits. Give him a big wrench. Maybe I give him some bullets for his gun. And seeing as I'm here now, I may as well. Can I pick up my gun?
By all means. I think you guys, while you're doing your preparation, will have Shuttlecock continue on down the beach, casually hovering his way along, let's say, and then weaving in and out of where these big like landslides have occurred and what have you. So while you guys are preparing and getting all of these things together, I think it would be fair to say that might take about 20 minutes to half an hour. And with Shuttlecock not really, he's not slowed by the sand, so to speak, like he just hovers at the speed that Mr. Handy does. Like,
Yeah.
he's approaching where the scorch marks are just as you guys are back at the pier wrapping up your preparations. So we'll stick with Mr. Handy. Shuttlecock, you approach the scene. As said, there is the big pile of sand, the big dune out to one side where you can see now much more clearly, the remnants of this chine, massively overgrown trees, bushes, what have you, barely passable. You can see that it's not as bad as the spot where your pier is, but it's definitely like it would be tough to get through that. You as a Mr. Handy would definitely have to be getting that cutting tool out and taking a long time to make space from the dunes, from the big dune, you can see that there are hints of sand having been disturbed at the top of it.
Right.
And when you turn towards where the scorch marks are, it becomes apparent that was some sort of... Somebody was up at the top shooting something. It was like your visual calculus, so to speak, that the robot can throw out there, quickly puts together, that's the firing position, that's the trajectory, there's the impact spot, and you can start looking from there.
Okay. Is there any sign of what was being shot at?
Do you want to have a look at the sand where they were being shot?
I think I do, yes.
Okay, so you hover on over towards where the scorch marks are, and you can see strange patterns in the sand. It's swirling as if air has been disturbed above the sand itself, but nothing much has actually touched it. It's very chaotic. There's where you can look down at what your thrusters do to the sand, and there's kind of like a circular like spread that it creates. This is swirls and a chaotic mess of pattern. It's very hard to tell quite what was hovering above the ground, but it's certainly not robotic. It's got natural chaos in its movement.
Because I was going to say, can I look at it and then look back at the trail I've been leaving myself as I've been making my way along the sand to see if there was any kind of correlation? But if you're telling me straight up that there isn't, then fine.
I'm in your head. I knew where you were going.
Yeah. So something hovering has like been able to disturb the sand, but it's not jet wash. Okay. Well, that eliminates some options. Also, Shuttlecock I think is probably quite secure in his position, but also doesn't want there to be any kind of other robotic, Mr. Handy, at least any other Mr. Handys about that he might be compared, unfavorably to in the eyes of the Overseer. So he's happy that there doesn't appear to be, a potential rival for the Overseer's attentions.
I've got a vision of like, as much as there's not that much character, let's say, in the way that the robots move. I think you would be able to, if you were observing it, maybe see a little bit of tension in the way that the robot's moving, and maybe a radio up to be like, let's scan for signals in the area. Nope, nobody's there. Few. Kind of a deal.
Yeah.
Is that I think that's the sentiment you're getting at?
Yes, I think so, yeah. I think pleased is the wrong word, but being able to, like, rule out the, it's another robot, I think... I'm glad I've ruled it out, if you know what I mean. And pleased, like I say, pleased isn't the word, but... not unsatisfied that it's not another robot. Yeah,
I think that there's like, it would be a reassurance of like, I'm still useful. They're not going to replace me anytime soon. I'm the number one around here.
I've been running for 200 years and I'm not about to be replaced by some upstart who's getting shot at from the dunes like a loser.
Oh, I like that in terms of like he's developed the personality quirk of like he recognizes that he's a venerable old age and that means something, value to that.
Yeah, I've proved myself time and time again to generations of Overseers. I'm not going to be usurped by some newcomer.
Okay. So I think that with you having done that check and let's say that the little bit of visual calculus and what have you's taken a bit of time. So your Shuttlecock has floated around the dune checking these things and is in that process and is going to spend at least 20 minutes to half an hour doing that as we return to the other guys. And I will ask you, do you want to, like, what's the intent on how you're going to get down the way here? Because while Mr. Handy, for him, it's not an amount of energy to on the beach itself, but walking on sand fucking sucks in real life. Are you intending to trudge down the beach, which might take you twice as long as it did him? Or is it time for the sacred colander to have its maiden voyage?
It would make the journey a lot easier, and we can test out the boat and make sure it actually works.
Okay, cool.
I would like to make a note as well. I have received the melee weapon from Victor, one of his wrenches, one of his rather large wrenches. I've named it Busty.
You know what? I was literally going to be like, it's called Rosie, but Busty's fine.
Well, it's a Busty wrench.
Yeah, Busted makes you feel good.
Yeah.
See, that's quite presumptuous of you to like borrow a wrench and immediately go, I'm going to call it this. Like,
yeah, but Victor's got tons. He's got tons of wrenches, I'm sure.
I'm letting him have this one, so it's his now.
It's not necessarily a payoff, but they did discuss the squirrel quite recently. So there might be a certain amount like, yeah, take a wrench.
Take a wrench.
Take this. If you promise to be quiet, you can have the wrench. Yeah.
That's it. We're friends, right? Take a wrench. Friends don't tell things about other friends, right?
Yeah, we don't reveal mutated squirrels
secrets, right?
in the basement. Yeah.
You've got your prep work done, and as you've all regathered up by the lift, which is where the kind of boat is parked up, one of the vault dwellers who has been assisting with ship repairs, Mary Smiles, comes up to the deck, and she's been below deck. She walks up and says, "Oh, good to see you, Percy. How's it going? You're here to work on the boat? Oh, Victor's here as well. You here to oversee the work?"
Evening, Mary. Yes and no. We need to take the boat out. We need to use it.
Mary, it's an emergency. I'm going to need you to just shut up right now. Percy, get on the boat. Let's go.
Well, don't worry. I'll set about getting the engines up and running. Don't worry. And she heads back below deck, and you hear a bit of rumbling and grumbling, and the boat vibrates a little bit, and then a thick black plume of smoke comes out of the top of the smokestack. Who's helming the boat then?
Oh, for this, I guess you guys you've been working on it more than I have, so I feel like it's fine for you to be captain.
Yeah, I'll captain the boat. Why not? I'll do it this one time. But there's not really much point in captaining it at this exact moment because there's a massive plume of smoke.
The plume of smoke is the engine's running, is what?
Oh, it's not. It hasn't exploded or anything.
No. It's unhealthy looking smoke because God knows how old this engine is and running. Who knows what fuel Victor's managed to come up with? It stinks.
Right,
but
okay.
you can tell that the engine's up to speed, and that when you set things going, it's going to start moving.
Right. I'll put it on my list to rework that engine at some point.
Yeah, good idea. Right. Okay. So yeah, Percy takes position up front, and he calls. Okay, engine's running. The mooring. Victor, can you take the mooring off, please?
I struggle with it.
Skinny arms, almost as thick as the ropes themselves, I think.
I'm dying with this shit. And then finally, I get it. And I'm just like, I wish I'd got Mary to do this.
I never doubted you for a second, Victor. All right, let's go. Let's. Oh God, that's horrible. Let's go toward the light.
Everybody on the pier is coughing and spluttering and heading into the shacks as they wait. Sort of like a few of them half wave you off, but they're rushing indoors because the smoke has billowed out and just covered the entire pier in a very thin layer of grime and scumminess, whatever it is.
Right,
So
full speed ahead. Engage. Go.
the tides aren't too rough right now, mercifully, so you've got a relatively steady head down the coast. And as you head down, you pass all of these kind of broken down bits, as you can see on the promenade itself. As said, the entire cliff face in places has come down. Buildings that were on the top are in pieces scattered along this area, and you can see the hint of shuttlecock's trail along the sand. You can see it having weaved in and out of things, avoided obstacles, gone over certain things, and you can use that to sort of guide your way along. As you approach where Shuttlecock is still hovering backwards and forwards, looking at the various bits around, and you are probably about 20 meters out, and I'll be kind enough to say that there is a rowboat on the side of this tugboat for you to lower into the water and quickly row your way over.
Okay, we do that, and obviously I can help, right? But I'm still knackered from the mooring, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
I feel like your character just takes pity on me, and I'm just like dead.
Alas, poor Victor. But so Percy says, Mary, cut the engine. We'll take the rowboat over to the shoreline. You going to be all right waiting here for us?
Of course, Percy. You know me. I'll just work on the boat a little bit. And she gives you a wink and shoots your finger guns with one hand. She goes, you stay safe out there too.
Yeah. And you, and I do a slight finger gun back, and then I go to walk over to the rowboat, and I pause and look back and go, just don't sink her while we're gone.
I give her another spare wrench. It's not a big one. It's just a small one, like a normal size wrench, not for beating stuff, but just fixing things.
She accepts it off of you and looks at it and goes, you know what they say, it's not the size of the wrench that counts, the motion on the ocean.
And, nice one, Mary. And then I'm pooped out, but I just slink and fall into the rowboat. Onward, Percy!
Clunk.
I like how tired you are from untying a rope.
He's truly a man of science, no action.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I can walk. Be happy about that. I can do anything academic. I can do that, no problem. It's just anything physical, then no dice, not at all.
So slightly out of it, Victor and Percy in the rowboat, and Percy gets it and he thinks, right, I'll winch the boat down this time, and I start doing the winch that lowers the boat down into the water. I untether it, and then I start rowing us to the shoreline. And I'm aiming in the direction of what I think is Shuttlecock.
Oh, you can fully see him. As I said, it's early morning. Let's say it's probably about 7ish, 7:30 by now. The sun's up. It's summer, so it's nice and light.
That's fair. The reason I say I think it's Shuttlecock is because some of that black smoke has actually stuck to my eyeballs. It feels like, and it's trying to make out the detail.
Yeah, I Shuttlecock myself. I'm gleaming, clean, nice, stainless steel exterior. I've been well taken care of.
All right. Show off.
Right there.
And the sun's up and it's reflecting, and I'm a beacon of the overseer's hand.
As the boat's approaching them, we'll have a glamour shot that moves up from the ground up over Shuttlecock as the sun catches every bit of crow gleams, and it's like he's a polished beach model, where oiled up and stuff.
That's how my character sees Shuttlecock. I'm half a stupor from all of my exhaustive work, and I'm just there in some sort of weird haze, just looking over at Shuttlecock like some shiny golden god.
So, with Victor's eyes wide with a very confusing mix of emotions, you guys pull up onto the beach, so to speak. The blast of the tide kind of pushes you onto the sand, and you can drag the boat up a little bit and join Shuttlecock to see what the hell's happening here.
Okay, Shuttlecock, what have you found?
Something was hovering here.
Hovering? Like another Mr. Handy?
No, definitely not another Mr. Handy.
Oh. Okay.
Not another robot.
But what else hovers?
Plenty of things hover.
Can we maybe at least entertain the thought that it could be another robot?
You may think whatever you will, but I am fairly confident that this is not another Mr. Handy.
Well, guess we'll have to do some more work and discover more. What do you think?
I'm inclined to agree. With you, Victor, not with Shuttlecock.
Well, do we want to go have a look around for more? Are there any other signs on the beach that are worth? You know what? I'm going to look around for any more signs on the beach to see if there's anything worth picking up a trail on.
Yeah, are there any footprints or anything at the top of the dune or anything like that?
Just to describe the area a little bit more then. So you've got the big dune, you've got the sandy area that Shuttlecock's already examined, and you can see that if you were to continue down the beach, things would have gotten much, much more difficult. The promenade ends here, pretty much, or at least now is where it ends. The road itself is kind of broken off a bit, and the beach itself is overgrown with a large amount of seaweed, kind of coming up further down the way. If you were to walk another half a mile, that's about as far as it would go. And what you can see there is mostly just untouched beach. It does no scorch marks, no signs. Approaching the dune itself, because it's very steep on one side and seems to be piled up against something, you'll need to travel around the edge of the dune. And as you go around to the back side of it, from where you were, you can see that there's indication footprints, but they've all kind of, the wind's blown a little bit. It's been a little bit of time. So that you can't make out tread, but you can make out that there were at least 2 sets of footprints, possibly more.
Right.
So we can see indentations, but we can't see anything that would give us more clues. So like, I can see someone's made pressure in the ground, but maybe I can't see like the size of the feet or whether they were human or anything like that, right?
Yeah, it would be the kind of thing where like as they trudged up, like they would displace a lot of sand underneath them, and as they moved down, if they went down quick, it would just push all of the sand and rapidly make it so you can see the indentations, but that's about it.
All right. Fascinating. Okay. So there's footprints, and there's multiple footprints. Okay.
In the direction of the chine, just to add one more detail, as you look towards where the path would have once led, you can see that there appears to be a very small, not natural tunnel, kind of like things are being pushed out of the way. There's enough space for if you were to get on your hands and knees, you could uncomfortably, very uncomfortably, make your way into the shrub and brushland bit.
Yeah, right. Okay, so we follow the footprints. Or rather, I guess those two are doing whatever they want, but I'll follow those footprints and try and, I guess, look up there, and then I will hail the other two and show them the thing that we found. And I guess I will ask them both, what do you guys want to do? Because if you guys don't say anything soon, I'm just going to go in.
How big is this? Like, would I be able to hover through it, or?
It's tall enough that it goes about 2/3 of the way up to Mr. Handy's front. Okay. So you would need to do a little bit of work with your cutting tools, but it wouldn't be like you needed to clear the entire path. So it wouldn't be massively time-consuming, but you'd be the last one through.
Okay. All right. Well,
you wouldn't be able to elevate high enough to go over it.
No, I don't think Mr. Handy's ostensibly like. I don't like the idea that they could float up a floor.
Yeah, no, he doesn't fly
like that. I don't feel like that's in the frame of what's in the games or anything like that.
They're just kind of hover things. They're not like flying machines.
That's it.
Well, with that in mind, then I think Shuttlecock sort of is happy to let Victor or Percy sort of lead the way at this point.
I've started making my attempt to go in. I know that I probably should have waited for Victor, but I should have waited for Percy. But curiosity is getting the better of me now, and I want to find another robot.
Okay, so as you and Percy get on your hands and knees and start crawling your way through here, and Shuttlecock is behind starting to work on the bushes, could everybody give me a survival perception check? Difficulty 2.
Survival perception was that, sorry?
Yeah.
Oh, I got a 19 and a 13, so that's not great.
Okay, so Shuttlecock and Percy unfortunately not observed anything. How's Victor looking?
16.
Okay, no, you
10
had
and a 6.
10 or lower. So believe it or not, Victor has actually perceived the difficulty 2 thing. So Victor is at the front of the group and has been the one that started making his way. From behind you, you can hear a kind of strange, the sound of a large amount of sand shifting all at once. And
guys, do you hear that? Guys, I think we may have a thing. Percy,
I spin down my my cutting blade that had been going.
Pardon me, sir?
Yeah, can you repeat that, Victor?
there's something. I hear something. Can you not hear that?
I turn an eye stalk around.
As you turn around, directly into your field of view is a switchblade, the edge of it right against your ocular unit. Don't move a bloody inch!
Alright, that's going to do it for today's episode. We'll be back in 2 weeks' time on Thursday, June 11th for the next one, and we hope you'll all join us for that. In the meantime, you can head to pretendingwithdice.com for more stuff, including our Discord server, merch store, Ko-Fi page, and much, much more. So yeah, for now, that's our show. We hope you all enjoyed it. See you next time.